Hey guys, how you doing? This is jpsarrireviews coming to you once again with another live stream. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching the videos. Those for the watches this morning, I want to apologize. I did not notice the audio was bad on that video, so I have to re-upload the video. I have to fix it. You know, the audio couldn't do it through YouTube, so I have to do it separately. So it's uploaded. So now if you didn't watch it because of course you couldn't hear me at all or just very faintly, just go back and listen to it. Let me fix this here. The mistakes that you make on the live videos are fun. You know, you'd make a lot of mistakes while you're doing this. But this is a very entertaining experience. Now we're going to talk in this video. We're going to cover a few companies that I think some of them are big companies, some are really small. I would say sort of small, but they do have a name in the industry. We're going to talk about Eaglemoss, which everybody knows, the little figurines that come with the magazines. Is a pretty well-known company. The Eaglemoss Hero Collector, they had a display, they had a booth here at San Diego Comic-Con, They also going to talk about Cryptozoic Entertainment. Crypto is a company that it primarily does a lot of like little, collectible cards and stuff like that, and some little figurines and figures and all that. They have a partnership with DC, so they're producing a lot of stuff right now for them, but also they have other lines of vinyl figures. So we're going to look into that. We're going to talk about Mattel. Mattel had a lot of stuff. Not everything I care about Mattel. They primarily concentrate a lot on children's toys. But they do have a lot of figures, some figures and some lines that actually would be interesting to look into. They got Super7, of course. They have the specialty stuff. And we're going to look into Super7. And ultimately, we're going to talk about McFarlane Toys, who is perhaps the biggest company here, at least the one that most collectors like. And I think they did pretty good in this and San Diego Comic-Con with the stuff they brought in comparison to what they did at Toy Fair. So let's get into it. We're going to start first with, Eaglemoss. So let us go. I'm going to the website right here. I'm going to Toy Arc like I did before. And we're going to look at some of the pictures. They start a new line. They have a new line that is exclusive. It's the first look that they're gonna do with pretty much the WWF, the wrestling franchise. So they're gonna have these figurines are very small, but a lot of people collect, and I have a lot of friends that they collect many of this. So if you pretty much sign up, you get you collect one per month. You can get this also your comic book shops and stuff. Very neat. They're very small, I would say, but they do have a lot of collectible value. A lot of people collect a lot of them. This is the new thing that they're showcasing. Ronda Rousey right there, Ronda. But they have Big E. So they have a lot of legends in the WWF. As you can see, a lot of wrestlers as well. More modern wrestlers. Ronda right there coming out in September, so that comes there. She looks fine, I think, for that small, tiny little figurine. They're very tiny. They're made of polyresin, so they're tiny little statues. Hand-painted. So you can see right there. Pretty cool. I know a lot of people like this kind of stuff. Ultimate Warrior, this is coming in August, so this is coming earlier than Ronda. So you can see right there, Triple H, right there in the background, you can see him. So this is something new. You can go to the website and they're showcasing this. Daniel Bryan. I think Triple H looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. What was that, Kurt Angle? Yeah, Kurt Angle. The late Kurt Angle. I used to watch the wrestling years ago, I remember. And I watched when he was there. I watch a lot of wrestling for some reason. Find it funny. Piper. Samoa Joe. Pretty cool. So I know a lot of people are, like I said, Triple H looks pretty good. They did a pretty good job on this little piece. with his short hair. I like it when he used to have the long hair. Pretty nice little figurines. And I want to say thank you for those who are watching. Whether you're watching live or whether you're watching later or you watch later on, thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Those are good. Kevin Owens, Bailey, right there. That figurine looks pretty good. Again, I like her angle. Some of the things are actually, these are pretty good. You know, sometimes with the figures, I've seen some collections, some of the figures, I'm not crazy about the paint job. I'm not crazy about the work. Some are like a hit or miss, but some are pretty good. Sasha Banks. A lot of bling on her. And some of the work is done pretty decent for very tiny figurines. Very small figurines. Very tiny, just like this. Definitely they'll look good. Pretty decent job. Shawn Michaels. That's coming out in March. Now they have other lineup. You can choose the different lines they have, but they also have one for little ships. You know, they have the little die-cast models, very small as well. This is for Battlestar Galactica, and they were showcasing some of the stuff for those. Pretty neat stuff. The Colonial one coming in December. Looks pretty good. Pretty decent job with the paint. I like here. The job is done good. This one is pretty good actually. Now I like this one. Really do. And I think this is it's on paint. It hasn't been painted yet. If I'm not mistaken. Doesn't look painted. Might be wrong, but they were showcasing the first look. That one looks pretty neat. I think it's just the prototype. Blackbird. That's coming out in January. Now that's a different one. So they were showcasing some new stuff on painted ones. But they look pretty decent. Narcissus, this is $75. Shijin dropship, $75. That's a cute one. Love the little detail. It's tiny, but and all this is die cast with little, you know, plastic parts. If you already don't want to spend the top dollar, like over $1,000 for the other replicas, the one that you get from Hollywood Collectibles or what's the other one? Chronicle Collectibles, then definitely this is an option. EFX, those are extremely expensive. I know that there was a Dark Horse was producing some models. Those are really up there in price, and they're medium scale. Now, there's something new that they're showcasing, the Ghostbusters set. You're gonna be able. I like this little set. They're very small. They did one recently when you were collecting also the parts to assemble the time machine for Back to the Future. The DeLorean, but I think they're going to do one with the Ecto one, and I think that's what they're planning to do. I think it's coming soon. Love the paint color there. It's tiny. It's very small. You're not gonna compare this to the big ones or some of the figures produced by Diamond Select or other companies, or the really high end ones like Blissway, but definitely they're not bad for little tiny things. So you just have very small display and you want to display little stuff like this. And here's an authentic and highly detailed model. This is for the model for the 1/8 scale of the Ecto one. It's over 31 inches long, a 9.9 wide die-cast metal body, working lights, which is super cool, and sound effects. This is step-by-step magazine instructions. I'm gonna look into this because I definitely would like to. If you follow my channel, you have seen probably that I have a video where I review the Ecto one by, in this case, what was that? But Hot Wheels Elite that no longer exists. Love that figure. You can, there's another guide online that and also here on YouTube has different videos where he actually fixes, and there's a lot of people that they customize those and they put lights on. But this is another way that you can do it. I saw the one that for the, in this case for the time machine, and that wasn't bad. That was pretty good for the DeLorean. They did a pretty decent job. So I'm gonna look into this one. Definitely, I want to build the Ecto one. And those figurines, I think they're perfect to go alongside it. Probably need to get this so I can just display with my Ecto one. And again, I want to say thank you for those that are watching and taking time. I appreciate that you spend time here with me. This is the shuttle, Jeffrey's concept. This is other things. This is for Star Trek. These are die-cast little pieces. So you can see they were showcasing some of the stuff. Is this exclusive for the first look here at the San Diego Comic-Con. USS Altair. They're small. It's just the concept. That's the prototypes. Pretty cool. I like that one for the USS Enterprise. Phase 2 shuttle. Not bad. That's a cute one. That's actually like the detail on that one. Scimitar. And here you got the USS Excelsior. They're 10 inches. Extra large edition, so these are larger. Runabout. That's pretty nice. That's very nice. Let me look. Let me look at these pictures. Let me go to the website very quick. Right here, Hero Collector. That's the bit. Let's look at the Star Trek one. Let's see. The Star Trek Extra Large. Go to Star Trek Starships Extra Large. XL Edition. They're $59.99 each. Free plus shipping and handling. Plus free shipping and handling. Oh, okay, I got it. So the price is down, which is not bad, $60. Let's see the dimensions on this. Collector's Magazine plus free display stand. US Enterprise. This is when you sign up for it. Okay. Just don't see the dimensions though. Oh, 10 inches. Not bad. That's the one we was looking at. It's going in August. Pretty decent, actually. Has a little detail. That's good detail for being so small. Well, it's not that small, but you get the idea. NCC 2000. Really like the little stand. Klingon Rider. That's cute. Actually has a lot of detail. Definitely like this. A lot of pictures actually. I'm trying to. This is plastic, or is it shiny? The thing in the front, the cockpit, the. Now they also showcase the stuff they do for DC. They got for the Batman, the Arkham Asylum series, the Arkham series. One of my favorite games of all time. I've played that game so many times in so many different versions. PS3, Xbox 360, the PS4, the Wii. I haven't played on the Xbox 360, but I should too. Love that game, and I love this version. I love this version. I know what was that when? Who was the one that were producing the figures? I think it was DC Collectibles. I don't remember who was, but they got that figure was super nice. But they have it here. I like this. Actually, I like this figure. They did a fantastic job with the paint job. The sculpt is pretty neat. It's huge. Look at that in comparison to the other figures. It's huge. I like that one. See, Zara is very tiny. Sass or whatever. Batman is coming out in August. Looks fine. Some of the paint job, some on the face, the lines are not as good. But it's not bad. But man, that vein is huge. Sass is November. Really tiny. Scarecrow right there. Joker. Joker seems to be fine. Let's see, Joker. Pretty decent paint job for being so small. Not as good, I would say, but not bad. Poison Ivy, September. It's alright, I think. The red is pretty good. And we have Harley Quinn. He's okay. Not bad. I think they're clean. For being so small, maybe the eyes are a bit weird. Some parts of the paint job. And this happens with all the Eaglemoss figures. Sometimes the paint job is hit or miss. But definitely, if you're looking into that, look at their page. You can also, I think, go to your local comic book shop. I think you can also check through previews and stuff, and you can see if you can sign up for that. But definitely, it's something worth checking out. So again, I want to say thank you to those that are watching this live stream. I really appreciate the time. I know it's middle of the day perhaps for some, but definitely it's something that I really appreciate that you take the time. So hello everyone. Now again, going back to this, I'm going to move to this company. It's called Cryptozoic Entertainment. It's a company that does primarily a lot of like cards and stuff. They're never been known, I would say, for big collectibles, but lately they've been doing a lot of figures. They got in this partnership with DC Comics, DC Collectibles and stuff, DC Direct, whatever you want to call it, DC. And they're doing some stuff for them, and it seems that they catching up. So we'll see. Let me show you. Let me go back and let's see if we can find the page. I don't think it's here, so it's here on this page. I go to figures.com. They have this Cryptozoic Entertainment. They don't have many pictures here, but we're gonna look at all of them. So they have a couple of statuettes, figurines. As you can see, this one, it was $150, which I think is pretty heavy, but it's already sold out. That was just the prototype. And you can go to the Cryptozoic, and we're gonna go in a moment to their website, and you're gonna look at it. And some people seem to like it. $150, fair price. And this is something new, the DC bombshells that they're doing now. The Golden Series, and they're gonna be very limited. So these statues are limited around 350 a piece. So of course the price is like, if I'm not mistaken, if I can see, like $40 some or something like that. Cammy right here, Street Fighter. So these are not really cheap. They have this. These are the final. This is the vinyl one. Those are the ones that are just special edition. The ones you saw, the golden ones. But these are 7 inches vinyl figures. They're around $33. You can get that at Big Bad Toy Store, or you can go to their website. So they're in different places. I'll show you in just a moment. This is the Noir edition. So they have different editions for this figurines. The DC Bombshell line has been extremely popular for DC. Now they have the Street Fighter Knockouts. Also they're vinyl, 7 figures, $33. So that's the average price. They got Batman Classic TV series. These are statues. They have different variants. Those are a little more expensive. I don't see the price well. They got these little knockouts for Street Fighter. Little knockouts. So they're smaller. These are more like little items that you could probably give to your children, but also if you want to just have something small, they have this Superman rescuing Lois Lane statue. I cannot see the price, but I don't know if it's 100 and something or 200 and something. I'm not sure, but I don't know. It looks okay. Even if it's 100 and something, I think it's too expensive for what it is. That's just my opinion. Now they got this figure. I saw that Linda Carter Wonder Woman, $43. The classic Mera DC Bombshell series, also there, $33. That's pretty neat. They're pretty neat. Actually, they're not bad. But again, they are just vinyl figures. These are other things that they produce. A lot of little collectible stuff. They were also showcasing their vinyl terrors. They're standing like, in this case with Freddy Krueger, there's our vinyl little pieces, also $33. That's their average price. They showcase Wonder Woman movie collectibles, also on the same line. Gal Gadot image. They have 2 versions, the Noir edition and the regular. And as you can see, promoted by DC, so probably you can get them even at the DC store. The bombshells right there. Classic Harley Quinn, 7 inches. It's available there, $33 as well. All these little things that they're showcasing, little toys. Pretty cool, actually. All this little, so they have a lot of stuff with DC, a lot of bombshell stuff, different variations. They have different things. So definitely, it seems like they're trying. Let me close that. Let me take you to their website. As you can see, Cryptozoic, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger right there. As you can see, they showcase all that stuff. DC Bombshell series, our price is $29. If you go buy from them, it's $30. They do a lot of cards and board games and stuff like that. That's what they do. Let me look at the collectibles. Cryptkins, those little things that we saw there. Pre-order for Wonder Woman, $30. Mera, I like Mera actually, $30. So they're pretty decent price. This is the one, the pre-order for Wonder Woman Princess of Themyscira statue, $150. They still have it. Okay. I know it was sold out at Big Bad Toy Store. But they're around those prices. They're $30. I think it's $30-some or something like that if you go to them. If you go to, Big Bad Toy Store, it's a little more expensive. And here's the Cape variant for Linda Carter, $39 is $40. It's a variant. So that's what they got, Freddy Krueger, this one, it's out of stock. All right. So I would say it's not bad for a company that is working really hard, trying new things. I think they're doing pretty good. So kudos to them. Good luck to them. Hopefully they can produce more stuff. Now, I want to move on. I want to move on now to Mattel. Mattel, of course, I grew up with Mattel like most kids in the world, I think. We love Mattel, all the different franchises, Hot Wheels, all the toy lines, all that stuff. Mattel was big growing up. And of course, in recent years, they're still big for the children's market. They still sell a lot of toys, but they have lost a lot of steam. I was collecting a lot of the Hot Wheels Elite, part of Mattel, but they closed that line. I was collecting in this case, the Masters of the Universe, but they closed, Matty Collector, and they passed that to Super7, which it is what it is, you know. But definitely, there's a lot of things that Mattel. I still support them for much as I can. I used to collect a lot of their figures, like the DC figures back in the day, and they seem that they're going back to it. They're going back strong. They're still bringing stuff. So we're gonna look into all of that. So first of all, let's go back to. Let me go back in this to Toy Arc, and let's look for Mattel. They kind of fixed the website. This morning it was just a mess, and I think that they did something here where they fix it, which I'm very glad, because I was having a hard time finding a lot of stuff. So first we're going to look into the stuff they have here. All the pictures they have. We're going to start with the DC stuff. And we're also going to go to figures.com because they also have some stuff there. But this is the stuff that we're showcasing for the Batman, the 80th anniversary. So they have a lot of different figures. As usual, Mattel always have a very, very nice display. So they have a very nice space where they have all kind of stuff. And of course, they got the stuff for the kids and all that stuff. They have a lot of stuff for She-Ra, and they have stuff for, for kids stuff, kitty stuff. But definitely there's something that I was really interested when I look at it. So they have the different sizes. Nice light up for display. This was pretty neat. All the Batman stuff they're showcasing. A lot of great Batman figures there. Really cool Batman figures. I love huge figures. Anything that is big, I just love for some reason. Look at all that. All the stuff, different Batmans, a lot of stuff from the game, video games. Love all the classic Batman stuff right there at the bottom. This picture is out of focus, but they have a lot of Batman foes. Really cool. So they really showcase a lot of good stuff. Some stuff that we have seen over the years. More Batman stuff. Definitely, they were really showcasing a lot of stuff. I think a lot of this stuff has been released before, and but I think they're going to do some newer stuff. Love this one. Red Hood. Looks pretty neat. Love the portrait on this one. They did a pretty good job with the sculpt on that figure. Don't like that one though. I think the Batman is the one. That one looks terrible. Robin looks okay. With a little military haircut. That Joker looks very classic, very insane. Not crazy about Poison Ivy. He doesn't look that great. Now, they were trying to reveal this, and they did it later. We're going to come back in a moment. Love this figure. I just forgot his name, but I remember him watching in the... What's the name? I think the Russian guy. Somebody can remind me and correct me because I forget. That was back in when I was reading comics in the 90s. For Batman. Late 80s, early 90s. Oh, that's a big figure. The green is fine. Too bright though. So I think that was it for this one. But let's see. Did they showcase more stuff? Let me go to figures.com because I know they were showcasing stuff there, different figures. Let me see right there, Mattel. They had a lot of stuff for Mattel. I think that's when they separated, but the Batman, the DC stuff, it was not as big. And Mattel, of course, got a lot of different toy lines. As you can see, She-Ra stuff, a lot of doll stuff, little things for girls. Here's the Batman stuff. This is what I want to watch. They got this displays of the cowls, but this is not for sale. They were just displaying it. Some other pictures. We already seen some of that. I love this, this box sets. Really cool. That's a cool figure. Even with all the colors. That's a classic Batman right there. Pretty good. They didn't have a picture of him. Batman missions. A lot of this stuff you're able to find, of course, in most stores. You know, even Walmart, Target, you name it. You find them anywhere. That's a good thing about Mattel, that you don't have to go to specialty stores. You can go anywhere and get this stuff. Good and bad. Good because, they're available everywhere. Bad because they really don't have any collectible value, unless, of course, time passes and some of them, they become very popular, which happens. Like this. Oh, I love Azrael right there in the background. Too bad that the lighting wasn't that great. Red Robin. Some of these pictures are out of focus. Batmite right there. Pretty tiny. Clayface is huge. He was actually, the way they extend the arms, it's like he was holding just the glass on top. Oh, I like this one actually. Batman Beyond looks pretty good. Man, these photos are out of focus. Love this one. From the video games, the very different versions. Cool. Yeah, but the lighting on their display wasn't that great. Now, classic stuff. Love the classic stuff. Adam West Batman looks good. They got the Samurai Batman right there. The Penguin right there looks huge with that belly of his. Cool villains. A lot of cool stuff throughout the generations, throughout the years. Things that they have, I think, released before. I think. Oh, hold on. Yeah. I used to have this one. I love this guy. What's that? Catman or something like that? Yeah, I used to love that figure. I think I sold it or something years ago. So they have a really nice display. Stuff that they have released. Oh, this is pretty good. All these figures here are good. Love the figures. All right, I think that's something different. So let's just get out of there, going back to where we were. So that's the DC stuff that we're showcasing, a lot of Batman stuff. Now let's move on to another thing. Let me go on my list so I know exactly where. Let's go to something that they were showcasing there also, the Jurassic Park. Of course, we love Jurassic Park. Some of the toys are okay, but definitely... oh, wait a minute. There's something that I missed here. I see the Multiverse Display Update. So they have more pictures there. And they didn't tell me until now. That's what I hear by Toy. Oh, these pictures are better. I like this one right now. This is what the thing they revealed right there. Pretty cool. Alfred looks good with all the different hits. Different variations of Alfred, as you can see. Super cool. This is what they were waiting for the reveal. Very nice. Love the different versions for the different movies. Good job. Did a pretty good job. Now these pictures are a lot better, and you can see more detail. The paint job looks. You can see better paint. Definitely the color is good on the figures. Now here the green looks better. I think it was just then the camera that wasn't. And this is what happens sometimes with a lot of these videos, even with videos on YouTube or any of the photos that you look in these websites. If they're not really of good quality, that can really lie to you and give you a bad impression about a figure or anything or statue collectible. And there's something, even though we watch this is because we have to, but nothing beats to be there in person to look at it. The only problem to go into the cons is that when you go to the con and you look at all this stuff, Sometimes there's a lot of people, so you really get there's a lot of distractions, and sometimes the glass in the middle, there's a lot of reflection. So definitely you really don't have time to really look at the little things. So that's why I love to come back after the in this case the con ends, and to really look at the pictures and analyze the stuff. Then you can really see what the imperfections are there and what needs to be improved. And then of course you can have a better understanding and give a better, I would say, a more complete opinion, more educated opinion. I think he went back. Yeah, he did. All right, let's get out of there. Now, let's look for something different now. Let's go for the Jurassic Park stuff that I was talking about. And that looks pretty good. But definitely they have some stuff. In this one, and they will go to figures.com because they got more stuff there. The Amber collection, they had a lot of dinos on display, and that's what I like about in this case, the collection about Jurassic Park. Not necessarily the characters on the movie. I love the dinosaurs, and I love a lot of throughout the years. It's pretty good figure, not bad. But the dinos is, to me, what I'm looking for. Look at the dino. That looks pretty good. Nice figures. They got a few on the same display. Nice pose. Actually, the face is pretty good. The smirk and everything. Here is blue. Pretty good paint job. Love the paint job. I don't care for the other figures, but I do care about the dinos. That's not bad. Actually, the sculpt is pretty good. A bit too bright. The hair is not... It's too blonde. But, of course, maybe just the lighting. Yeah, the color is a bit... he had more brown hair. But other than that, the figure is pretty good. Spot on. Now, there's other figures. This one right here. Love this one. Huge figures. They got a lot of dinos. They are a Toy of the Year's Award winner. The Toy Association for this toy. I don't blame it. I don't blame it. Jurassic Park stuff. A lot of cool figures there. Definitely Jurassic World is still making a big comeback. Very popular among kids. My nephew, he loves the dinosaurs. He knows all dinosaurs by name, and he collects a lot of dinosaurs. So if it's something that really make him happy, we like to give him all the time. When we buy him something, it's always a dinosaur. It's just like he loves dinosaurs. That's his thing. Let me go to figures.com. Let's see if we see some dinosaurs there. You can see they had a lot of photos there. A lot of She-Ra stuff. A lot of tiny little figures too. And we're going to look at that in just a moment. But let me see if I can get some dinosaur stuff. I don't think I see it there. Oh, right there. This is the stuff that I was looking at. That I was really impressed. Great. All these displays where they got the dino rivals. A lot of dinosaurs. So definitely my nephew if I take my nephew to look at this, he would be in heaven. He loves them all. So this is something really neat. And I love dinosaurs. Who doesn't love dinosaurs? And definitely when I was a kid, I collect a lot of them. And look at all the stuff that they are showcasing there. Look at that kid. If you can see in the back of this picture, do you see this little kid looking at all the dinosaurs? There's something about dinosaurs and children. There's an infatuation with dinosaurs for kids. Amazing creatures. And they had a lot on display. It was a cool display with all of them. All the different ones. Different sizes and all. And again, these are easy to find. You can go to any store. You can go to Walmart. You can go to Target. You can go anywhere. You can order online. Love this. The T-Rex. Huge pieces. If you like dinosaurs and you don't want to spend top dollar, like if you go through Iron Studios or Chronicle Collectibles, then this is another way to do it. Okay, we're done with that. This is more like girl stuff. All right, so let's move on to the next thing. Yeah, we're already so we got DC Jurassic part. Let's go to the Masters of the Universe, because this is something that definitely was pretty good. Let me go to the one that I saw first. Right there. Oh, this is not the one. We're gonna come into this just a moment. Looking for the one right there. Preview night, Masters of the Universe. This is the first one. This is what they showcase at first. They showcase first. Now they had a nice display, and they were, of course, they got He-Man, a big statue of He-Man right there. A pretty cool statue, by the way. But they have these figures right here. This is stuff that they're showcasing, stuff that they're introducing. They got these little classics or whatever. They're bringing back the classic figures, kind of like the old classic, the original Masters of the Universe figures. But now they have updated articulation, which is cool. It's different than what the classics that Super 7 has been doing. This is more closer to the originals. So if you're into that kind of stuff, it's cool. I like the classics from Super 7. I like that line because it's better. But I know some people, they like the things that kind of resemble the past. So this is just kind of like those old figures that we used to love and play with. But of course, now they have articulation, like in the knees and the elbows and stuff like that. Things that the figures we used to have didn't have. And they look pretty neat. They're just the same as they used to look back in the day, just with the added bonus of the what they fix. But it looks pretty neat. As you can see, they have rotation and all that. A lot of great stuff. So this is a great update. This is a great idea actually for collectors. But I like the classics. Look at these figures. I used to have this one. I used to have a lot of fun with this one. I used to have them. I had them all. I love them all. And there's more stuff that they use. The little tiny little like constructs. I forgot what they call this, but this is for like these are very the MCX heroes. This is for the Master of the Universe series. Pretty tiny, but actually pretty neat. It's kind of cool. Not my cup of tea, but man, it's kind of neat. Look at that. They had all the different things. Battle Cat and all. These are coming out next year. He-Man versus Beastman. So they're going to come in packages. They got everything. I know Mattel Universe collectors are going to be happy with this. Castle Grayskull in the back is huge. Mossman. Prince Adam. Skeletor. Definitely. It's cool just to look at it. I love to see this kind of stuff. I'm a big collector. I collect statues and all that stuff. But sometimes I just want to look at toys. Don't judge me. Like everyone else. Look at that. Oh, that looks cute. Too bad they're small pieces. But man, for this collection, they started pretty right. They started right with it. Pretty good job. A lot of pictures of that. Going back to the figures that we were talking about, look at this. Classic He-Man. With updated, joints and stuff. Had so many memories with these figures. Love the figures. Love the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe toys. Great job. That's a great job. Pretty good. I think I've seen some comparisons with the classics on this one and some other ones, and they're pretty neat, all of them. I think we went back. Let me see what else they offer, because they have other they showcase some other things. So we got the match of the preview night. That was Wednesday night. Now Thursday, they got these reveals. So you can see Tila and Evelyn. That's Evelyn. That was the reveal right there. She looks pretty good. For those that grew up in that era, for those like me that grew up playing with the originals, definitely this is good. For someone that didn't grow up with that and is just probably having the newer figures, definitely this is not something they're going to like. Some people would say, why is it that you go backwards instead of going forward? But it's true, but you know, it's just nostalgia, and nostalgia always sells. And that's the reason why we collect some of these figures. I love the packaging, kind of like the original packaging. Super7 has been doing the same thing. Pretty nice packaging. So they really want to go classic with this. Tila looks great. Look, she looks really, really good. Pretty decent job with everything. And the best part that they added all this, you know, articulation. But even though they added the articulation, they still retain the same look as the old ones, which is the best part of it. And which I'm grateful that they do that. It doesn't, doesn't sacrifice much. You know, not sacrificing, you know, the aesthetics. You know, they look just like the originals, and that's really the point of it. The only thing that you now given a little more options, so that way you can display them better. You can create some type of dioramas and stuff like that with them, which is definitely ultimately that's the ultimate goal when you collect these figures. You know, there's the people that like to keep the stuff in the carts, in their boxes and all that stuff. You know, I have no problem with that. I personally don't. If you're going to buy it, I want to take it out of the cart. I don't buy two, I just buy one. And if I buy it, I want to display it. I think we went back. So that was pretty good. Really very nice job there with the Masters of the Universe. Now, let's see what else they got. Let's see if we can get anything. There are other things. The New Regis Beastman and Man at Arms. This is something else that they were showcasing there. Also another reveal. So they got a couple reveals. This is now for the 5.5 tall figures. These are the updated Master Universe Origins line. So look at this one. The other ones I think were smaller. But I love this Man at Arms. If you've been watching my videos, when I talk about Mondo, they have some really nice 1/6 scale figures. And I love the updated Man at Arms. But this one, if you're looking for the classic stuff, even the face, everything is just like it used to. Looks pretty decent. That was a great toy. Still it is. That Beastman right there. Cool. Nice color. Very bright, vibrant. That looks pretty good. Cool. So we got all of that out of the way. All right. So I think that covers that. There were some other crossover figures. Let me show you this. Something new that they're doing now. Not for me, but I know for some. This crossover thing, they got the Masters of the Universe and a crossover with, you know, wrestling and stuff. This is not my thing. You know, this is something that I would like to collect because I don't see the point. But they have the same figures, the same articulation, the same type. So that's kind of neat. It's always good when these companies, they try new things. You see Triple H right there? So Masters of the WW Universe. Triple H, Evil Skull, King of Kings. That's kind of neat. So they make a crossover and they create this. Interesting. I just wanted to show it to you just for the heck of it. It looks pretty interesting. So definitely, I would say Mattel was doing all kind of things. Not everything Mattel does is something that I personally like. Let me see if in Figures.com there's anything that they're showcasing. As you can see right there, they got figures like DC stuff, like dolls. If you have a daughters, this is not my cup of tea at all, but pretty neat. Right now, the popularity of female characters is high, and of course, girls feel empowered with it, which I don't have a problem with that. As a father, as a person that had raised a daughter, she's now 18 years old. She's an adult now, lives on her own. Believe me, it wasn't easy raising a daughter. I never knew that it would be difficult to raise a daughter. Let me show you the She-Ra stuff. Hold on, let me see something here that I didn't see before. Masters of the Universe stuff. Those are cool. Too bad that they right there, all interchangeable parts. So raising a daughter was never easy, in the sense that you realize that the world is in one way is made for boys, in one way. I never really saw it that way. I thought everything was fair, but it's when you have to raise a daughter and against everything it was difficult. It wasn't easy. I love my daughter to death, and I taught her to be independent, but definitely I realized that it's not as easy as it seems, like raising a boy. I think there are challenges with boys and there are challenges with girls. There are different challenges raising a boy, that there are different challenges raising a daughter. Like I don't have a son. I have my nephew that comes a lot to the house, and I love to spend time with him, but I can see the differences in personality and the way you have to treat them and the way you talk to them and the way that you express things. Definitely there are differences, and we have to always be mindful of it. But let's just move on. We don't want to get soapy on this live stream. I want to go to Super7. Super7 is definitely a company that has been doing a lot of stuff. Cool stuff, some stuff okay, some stuff I don't care, but definitely they're the ones holding the Masters of the Universe. That's the reason why I get to know Super7, because of the Masters of the Universe. And definitely they're doing it. And they've been through a lot. They've been through a lot of criticism as well, because some of the things that they have done, some people are not, some of the communication aspects of it, sometimes it's more about communication, the way they handle certain things. So some people are not truly, I would say, sold completely on Super7 and some of the stuff that they've been doing. Some people have been dissatisfied with some of the service and some of the final products, things like that. So let's go here let me go to the Toy Arc again, and we go to the Super7 section. They have these little figures. We're also going to go to the website. I'm going to show you in a moment what they have over there. But they have all kind of things. They have some Voltron figures. So deluxe figure 35, Toxic Crusaders. Actually, this figure is, we've seen, I think since last year, a lot of people like it. So they have this figure. They make this line with different things. This is a small Voltron, but it's pretty neat. With some interchangeable parts. Toxie, pretty cool, interchangeable head. It's a nice figure, actually. Love the colors. Definitely great sculpt. Stimpy Deluxe figure, $40 when I look at it in just a moment. Pretty nice figure, $40, and it comes with a lot of different things. Ren and Stimpy, I remember watching that show. Really stupid show, but I used to enjoy it. I used to watch it with a friend of mine. We used to have a big laugh with it. Find it super stupid, but super fun at the same time. Ooh, I let some water there. I'm trying to clean it. A lot of parts. Pretty neat, actually. I might get that one. I have a little display where I have all kind of assortment of things, not necessarily all the same thing. I don't collect, I collect a lot of statues, a lot of Marvel stuff, a lot of DC stuff, but also die-cast models, action figures, and I do have an assortment of certain things that pretty much don't fit with anything. They're more like pop culture stuff, and definitely this is something for that. It will fit Ren right there. It will fit perfectly there. They have the, interchangeable faces and stuff. They got this Revenge of the Bodega figures, very tiny little things. So they have all assortment of cool things, little things here and there. You can see this transparent Megatron, this tiny Toxic Crusader figures, muscle figures, Super Cyborg, Megatron. Let me go back. I went too fast. Nice. Really nice sculpt. 7 points of articulation. Doesn't have much. I like this one. This little thing. The Peanut figures. I love Peanuts. As a child, that was one of my favorite cartoons. Snoopy. When I was a baby, my mother will tell you. Many years ago. I'm 40 years old. But they have a lot of great memories with the Peanuts. Used to love the cartoon. Used to love everything that has to do with it. Charlie Brown. They got this box. Some people were complaining about the price, $75 for this box, this collectible item with all these small little pieces of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So they were saying, well, we can get this. NECA you can get in this case, a pack for $50. And the difference, it's not much. You get a lot of assortment things, bigger pieces. This is just a collectible item. I love the display. Just the display alone. Some people might just buy it and just leave it like that. Just with the whole thing, just for show. Just the box alone is cool. This is a cool concept. This is the thing with Super 7. They have cool concepts. Look, this breaking boombox, $35. Now they got this Metropolis reaction figures, they call it reaction figures. So they got from the Phantom, Star Killer, Nosferatu, the Great Garlu, the Misfits. Tiny little things. $15 for those little pieces. I can tell you, just the display, just the card alone is nice. Just the little boxes are nice. The art that they use. It's the type of figures that you're never going to get out of the box. Just you want to display them like that. I normally don't like to display stuff in the box, but I don't blame anyone for doing it. And definitely I can see the appeal in some of this, because some of the packaging is just amazing, just the way it is. So this is what Super 7 was showcasing there. Definitely some cool stuff. Now there are some reveals that they were saying. There was an interview with the Pixel Dan. He was talking to in this case the owner of the company. You can watch that in the video. You can look at Pixel Dan videos. He's been doing a lot of coverage for the con. But he's mentioning the fact that they're thinking and they're planning to bring and they're in talks about bringing the Thundercats again. As you know, the Thundercats line with Matty Collector didn't end on a good note because of Matty Collector finalizing everything and don't want it to do anything else. But definitely it would be nice if they can continue on. That will break the curse that unfortunately Thundercats has, that nothing finishes. They never finish anything. Any collection, whether there is Bandai, whether it was Mezco, whether there's even Sideshow Collectibles, Pop Culture Shock, all the companies that have done something with Thundercats. Or is that Heart Hero? That's an old company. But a lot of companies, they try to do a lot of stuff with Thundercats, and for some reason, it never worked out. Don't ask me why. But hopefully they can get it, and it will be nice that they can bring all the stuff that everybody was hoping for. That would be perfect. So definitely, there was not much stuff. They didn't showcase a lot of stuff, Super 7, but we know that there is a lot of stuff coming back. Now, I want to say again, thank you to everyone that is watching in this case, the live chat. I do appreciate the time Definitely, it's I really enjoyed that in this the live streams where we can talk about all these things and all the releases and all the cool stuff that they're offering at the con. Now, I want to go and finalize today with McFarlane Toys. And McFarlane Toys had I wouldn't say a bad showcase at Toy Fair in New York, a couple of months ago, but they didn't have much stuff. And when they interviewed Todd, he was saying that there were a lot of stuff there was a lot of stuff pending, approval. So they didn't showcase. They showcased a lot of stuff they already had showcased last year, and it was already on sale. But definitely this, I think they had a much better booth. They had a much better showcase. They showcased some new stuff that is coming, and definitely it's good. Now, McFarlane Toys have grown as a company. You can find their products anywhere. You can find it at GameStop, I think. Yeah, GameStop, you can find it at a lot of places. Target, at Walmart, any place they're really selling their toys from all different assortment of lines, and definitely they're doing really good. So let's go back to, in this case, to the website. Let's go back to Toy Arc. Let me close some of this pages here, so that way I can work clean with what we have here. And now let's go to, I'm looking for it right now. Bear with me. They did clean it up, but they do have tons of stuff. Right there, MacFarlane. And they had a lot of stuff for that MacFarlane. Now you can see they have a list. They have stuff for Fortnite, which is very popular. They were showcasing a lot of stuff for Fortnite, but they're showcasing now stuff that is coming. They have others. They got stuff for Naruto, My Hero Academia, Labyrinth, Doom. They got Cuphead, buildable figures. We're gonna look into all of that stuff for Mortal Kombat 11. In Toy Fair, they only have the little cardboard. Now they have the figures. They got Borderlands 3 and Game of Thrones. So we're gonna look to all of that. Now, these are the figures that we're showcasing for Fortnite. Waiting for the picture. It has 22 points of articulation, which is pretty good. Havoc. This is $24.99 according to this. I think this is already out. This is coming Havoc's coming on the fall. This is another pieces. Look at these pieces. Definitely very good. I want to say I'm a fan of Fortnite. I don't care about Fortnite. I play Fortnite. I never really care about the video game. But I know that there are a lot of people that love the stuff there. And they really making it real. You have the Inferno is coming out on the fall. You're probably going to find them anywhere. Even at Best Buy, they sell some stuff for these figures. You can find them at Target. You find them anywhere. So that's a great thing about McFarlane Toys right now. They got this other figure, Omega. They look pretty good. It is available now. This one, Carbide, is available now. You can find it at your local stores. Love the detail on this one. This one, it's coming out now. This one is out, Ragnarok. This is a pretty good one right here. Love the detail. I remember when McFarlane Toys, with McFarlane wanting to create McFarlane Toys, and when Todd went, those figures were technically the forefathers of the statues, that we know as we know him. It was McFarlane, the first one that introduced the concept of collectibles within toys and toy lines. People collected toys before. We had toys, but we never see them as collectibles. We saw them as toys until McFarlane came into the picture, and they started selling the figures in a series. You have to buy different series. So that was the first one. He was the first one to introduce the concept, and it was followed then acquired by, in this case, by Randy Bowen, with Bowen Designs with the statues, and they start selling stuff, and the rest is history. But it was Todd McFarlane, McFarlane Toys, and that's one of the reasons why I have great respect for Todd. As an entrepreneur and as a person that has really built a career and has created opportunities for not only himself, but for a lot of people that have followed his business model. As you can see right there, those are pretty cool. Nice little detail. The paint job needs some work, perhaps. But I like this guy. Wildcard red. I don't care about Fortnite, but I do care about. I like the figures. This one is good. Role play. We went back. That's it. Definitely, they had some really cool stuff. Let's see if there's anything else to showcase. Oh, I went back. Kind of weird. Oh, it went back. Weird the way they did it. Different angles. And these are the figures. They're already out for sale, and they're pretty neat. They're around $20 perhaps. You can find them, you know, anywhere. You can go to GameStop. You can go to Target. I love these figures. They're My Hero Academia. Definitely, they're pretty neat. Love the detail, the faces, all of that, the little pieces. Well, this is coming out in September, so maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. It's coming out in September. Oh, I'm talking about the figures that came out perhaps Ban Presto. Those are pretty neat. But they're like statues. But these are coming out in September. I love that one. Pretty neat job. And of course, they got the Naruto figure. This is available. I think this is around $20 or something. Pretty neat. I think I even seen them at Walmart. And these are the ones that we're showcasing that didn't have before. They got the Mortal Kombat figures. They were only have the cardboard on Toy Fair, and now they have the figures. Pretty neat. I wouldn't say that they're as good as the ones from Storm Collectibles, but still not bad at all. Pretty neat figures. Sub-Zero. It would have been better if they have like this called, you know, like the original reels called, and this a little bloody or something like they do with Storm Collectibles. They go all out with those. Maybe just they don't want to do it because a lot of the stuff that, you know, right now McFarlane sells, it sells on like a lot of, you know, Walmart, places like that, and needs to go to approval. They don't want to have nothing there at the toy section for children that is bloody and stuff like that. That's just the policy, and I understand why Todd does certain things nowadays, which is kind of strange because if you come to think of it, of Todd, he was totally different when he started in the comics and stuff, and his statues when he started with his figures, when he did them by himself back in the day, like Spawn figures. They were bloody, they were scary, but nowadays he's just different, man. You know, he just, you know, is the way he runs a business. You know, you have to kind of understand the market and how to work around it. Then they have some Harry Potter Labyrinth figures. Cool. $19, $20. Not bad prices, definitely, for these little figures. They got the Borderlands 3 figures. That little Spawn figure. What is that? It's Spawn Turd Baby. Turd Baby. Now, they have this Doom. Of course, now everyone is waiting for Doom. And definitely is very popular. I think it's more popular now than ever. This is pretty cool. Coming out in November. I think around the same time the game's coming out. Paint job is not bad. Maybe a bit too bright. Maybe needs a little more like definition, a little more better shading. I love this Stranger Things package right here. I'm a big fan of the show. Yeah, it needs a little bit of, it needs better shading. I think it's just because he has a lot of like bronze color. Kind of everything blends in. Perhaps that's just it is with the lighting. But yeah, I think it needs probably a little more shading to kind of define more the lines, because he does. The skull has a lot of little parts, and you see a lot of detail. And sometimes Doomslayer, sometimes it's just that, you know, just the paint job can break or make a piece. But it's not bad. You come to think of it. Now they have these figures, of course, for Game of Thrones. They've been selling those for a while. They're okay. I think like Diamond Select have, I think some that are better in my opinion. And I think, what was the other one? I think Dark Horse, but I think they were too expensive in my opinion. If I don't remember, you can go through all my videos so you can look at all this stuff. We cover everything. Cuphead, Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's. I think this is back. So they didn't have the Stranger Things. We didn't see this stuff for Stranger Things. But yeah, some of those figures are already out for sale. You can get them at, anywhere. You can go to GameStop. You can get them at Target. So definitely, I would say one thing about McFarlane Toys. It was a better showcase than before. I think they complete some of this stuff. Not necessarily, I would say, was the like, oh wow, like they have something totally, like groundbreaking. They didn't. But definitely, I think it was better. They're showcasing stuff that is coming later this year, and it seems like he's busy. One thing I noticed, I didn't know, and I didn't mention this in the DC Collectibles video, is that actually McFarlane Toys is working with DC right now. So that line that you saw, the originals line, that was they call it, like original figures, going back to original figures, is based on McFarlane Toys. Actually, McFarlane Toys is the one designing those toys for DC, which is kind of going back to the beginning when McFarlane was doing a lot of stuff for other companies and producing a lot of their toy lines for other companies, also for DC. So definitely that's cool, throwback. So it is very good. Now, this is what we have, and definitely there are good things here to note out. I like what Eaglemoss is doing with the Hero Collector stuff. I wouldn't say I care much about Cryptozoic. I think some people might love this stuff. That's the reason I mention it. Mattel stuff, I love the dinosaur stuff, perhaps, the most. Some of the DC figures there were nice. Some of the Batman figures. Super7, some cool stuff. Really excited to know more if they bring the Thundercats. I think that would be exciting. Because I'm a collector of the originals. I haven't really collected lately as much, but I do have a lot of those figures for the Masters of the Universe that were thematic collectors. So I would like to see the Thundercats. Now, McFarlane Toys definitely had some cool stuff, and definitely I like the Hero Academia figures. Which is not bad, and some other stuff that they showcased there wasn't that bad. So, but what is your opinion? I would like to hear it. Let me know in the comments below. I want to say thank you to those that were watching this live stream. I do appreciate your time. Thank you for spending this an hour and some. I don't know how long we were here, but it's been a while, over an hour. But stay tuned. Tonight I'm coming back. I'm going to have the last live stream. And that will be the last live stream that will cover all the toy lines, all the toy companies at San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to talk about Hasbro and some other companies that are doing stuff alongside Hasbro. But primarily it's going to be Hasbro. It's going to be probably long because Hasbro has Transformer stuff, Overwatch figures that people are excited for those, a lot of Star Wars stuff. And of course, they have the Marvel Legends line, which is always amazing. So we're going to take a break for a couple of hours. I'll see you tonight. I might come back at 7. If not, it's going to be around between 7 and 8. So stay tuned. You'll see the time. And I'll see you tonight, and then we can have a good time. So thank you, my friends. God bless. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.